And here we are.
Hello.
Hi. We are back for our episode 3,
Uh-huh.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore 2.
Not your favorite. Not your favorite. I can tell.
It's not my favorite genre of movie.
Right.
But worth fixing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, yeah. Maybe, sort of. Okay, so
We debated.
Yeah.
Is it fixable?
Is it fixable? Just kind of off the bat, here's the thing. Man, I watched Happy Gilmore when I was younger, and I just, like most people, I really liked it a lot because it was silly and stupid, and
Sure.
golf is, I always thought golf is like this old person's thing, but he made it fun, and I liked it. And yes, I like Adam Sandler. I am not ashamed to say it. I straight up learned how to play Lunch Ladyland on the guitar, and I liked him when he was on Saturday Night Live. I like Adam Sandler. I think he's a genuinely nice person.
Sure.
And so I was like, I really wanted this to be good. I didn't think it was good in the sense of like, wow, I just watched an incredible movie.
It was not life-changing.
It was not life-changing, but I kind of wanted it to be a little bit, and
we were rooting for it
to
at least, carry on the Gilmore legacy.
What Happy Gilmore 1 did, and anyway, well,
it fell a bit short.
Yeah, it did.
But after some debate, we decided it was, in fact, fixable.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, okay, so
after we tore it down completely
to its
to the studs,
yes,
and then rebuilt it.
So, all right, let's dive in. Let's dive in. Let's just jump in. Summary. Okay, here's a summary. Happy Gilmore 2 picks up nearly 3 decades, which makes me feel super old when I say that. After the original film, Adam Sandler, he's reprising his role as Happy, right? Yeah. He's coming back as Happy Gilmore. This time, though, he's a grieving widower and struggling alcoholic. Not the happy-go-lucky.
So endearing.
Yes. Following the accidental death of his wife, Virginia, by his own hand, because he accidentally kills her, Happy turns to professional golf once again to pay for his daughter's ballet education in Paris. But as he goes for this comeback, there's an upstart golf league named Maxi Golf, right? And they enter the picture, and they try to spoil the party by presenting a new style of golf that's going to make the old golf ways extinct, right? The film packs in celebrity cameos from like Ben Stiller, Eminem, NFL tight end Travis Kelce, he's in there, and a bunch of golfers, like every
golfer.
They're all in there, except Tiger, actually.
Yeah.
I thought he might be, but of course he was. They mention him, but he's not in there. And then Bad Bunny is Oscar, Happy Gilmore's new caddy. So that's kind of the basic rundown idea of the story.
It was a good summary. I could literally hear your eyes rolling as you...
I tried. I wanted to like it so much.
Explained this film.
Yes. Okay, so let's jump to the good. Let's talk about the good.
Yeah, what did we like about this
first
movie?
of all, Adam Sandler is loyal.
Yes, he is.
He's a loyal dude. He puts his friends in all, and some people totally poop on him for this, and they're like, "Oh, you put your friends in." Yeah, if I had that kind of power, and I was making films, and I had the money, and I would put my family, and I would put my friends in my wife would be in every single film just like his. Okay,
absolutely.
I would have zero problem with this.
No problem with it.
But he's so loyal. And Adam, if you ever hear this, I would like to also be your loyal friend and put me in everything you do from here on, okay? Because that dude, he is loyal. And yes. I so respect that.
Absolutely.
Okay? I think that's great. So people are like, oh, the cameos, and he put his daughters in the film. Dude, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too.
I have no
problem with
issues with that.
Yes. are there too many cameos? We'll get to that. Yes, there were too many cameos. It was just too full. I felt like people were like, "Hey man, can I be in the movie?"
Can I?
Okay, come on.
You got a role for me? I can't say no to you, man.
You're my guy. I gotta put you in. So yes, it was too many, but I'm not gonna fault him. He's loyal, and I just really respect that.
Okay, so we liked that his friends and family were part of the movie.
Yeah, I don't mind. They weren't good actors, but anyway, I loved Happy. Okay, so in the first film, Happy had a happy place, right? And it was, his wife in lingerie holding 2 pitchers of beer. And when that wasn't working for Happy this time, he was like, I need to come up with a happy place for
That's
where
more
I'm
age appropriate.
for my age right now. And for this 50-year-old dude, that scene was hilarious. It was by far, in my opinion, the funniest bit in the whole movie.
It was very funny. Probably because it was relatable to
super
us.
relatable. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess that is my happy place. Because he's sitting on the toilet watching little videos of squirrels spinning around and just thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, yeah. And then he pulls up his shorts, basketball shorts, and they're mediums.
They're a size medium. He's like
yes,
elated.
Yes. I was like, that's hilarious. And that would be somebody's happy place. That would be fantastic. I think that'd be amazing. There were a lot of funny moments, and I respect him though overall for just making something that he liked. Right, that's what I respect.
Yeah.
I liked it. Happy. It's interesting. Happy was asked to join the Maxi Golf League, right? And by this guy, and we'll talk about that. But the other thing that I liked about it is he didn't want to join that league.
Right.
Because he wanted to respect the game that he became part of and that he loved and he kind of assimilated into.
And that his wife loved.
And specifically because he's honoring his wife. And I thought that was really very cool. Other than that, other than
those 3 things.
It had a lot of issues. For me, okay, look, I don't think we review a lot of films or we will review a lot of films that when I say like, well, this is pretty much a full rewrite. Because it honestly felt like Adam was like, "Hey guys, we got to make this film. I'm on rewrite number 2," and they're like, "We got to go, man." And he's like, "Okay, well that's what I got. What do you think?" And they're like, "Yeah, well let's do it." He didn't have.
I would be shocked if it was a rewrite at all.
At all, just like
I
this
felt
is the
like
first draft.
he threw it at the wall in a weekend and threw his kids in there and that's the story they went with.
Yeah, it wasn't, to me, thought.
But we can fix it.
We will try. I think we've got some things to make it better. But in my opinion, okay, I feel like somebody can listen to this podcast and be like, "Hey, you didn't talk about this scene. This was a terrible scene." If they follow the rewrites that we suggest, that scene's not even in there. Right?
Right. So there are some scenes that we're not going to mention.
Because it would be pretty much scene by scene.
Because it wouldn't even exist if the fixes that we had actually happened.
Yeah, because we would have to go scene by scene and go, oh, this thing and this thing and this thing. And that's not the show is...
Nobody's got time for that.
Yeah, nobody got that time for that. So, all right, let's kind of jump into this here. First of all, again, there's an overall note. Flashbacks. There were so many flashbacks where they flashback to the first movie. Making this a clip show. And I was like, what?
What?
Because if you already watched Happy Gilmore 2, you don't need the flashback.
Gilmore 1?
Happy Gilmore 1, yes. If you watched Happy Gilmore 1, you don't need the flashbacks.
We didn't need it.
We don't need it. And if you didn't watch Happy Gilmore 1,
then they don't make sense anyway.
Scenes don't make sense. And you go, who's that? I didn't see it.
Why would I care to see
So both reasons for both sets of people, you don't need flashbacks. So the fix is don't do that.
Don't do that. I feel like they felt like, our audience is older now.
Maybe they forgot.
Their memory's not as good as it used to be.
Maybe.
So let's help them out.
Let's remind them.
when we bring this character back
on last week's episode of Happy Gilmore 1,
let's remind them
this is
who
what
they
happened.
were in the first movie by showing them a clip of the first movie. It
did not need to happen.
Yeah. We didn't need you to hold our hands that.
Yeah, the editor said, well, I don't think they're going to remember who this guy is. And he was like, yeah, we'll just put in a clip of the first movie.
Put in a clip of the first movie.
Didn't need it. All right, let's go by acts, okay? So act 1, 2, and 3, all right?
Okay.
So in the first act, so basically the first third of the film, okay? Problems. Virginia, his wife. Well, within the first minutes of the movie, she dies. She straight up dies because Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, he hits a golf ball, heads right for her. She stares at it, and it kills her. Dead. And I'm not trying to laugh at somebody's wife dying.
She did just stand there and stare at it,
She stared at it. She's been around golf a long time, and she went, and died. And here's the thing. The two things here, okay, so his wife died, and because of grief and becoming
threw him
alcoholic,
into a total tailspin.
Tailspin because of alcoholism and blah, blah. He then also, just a few scenes later, loses his grandmother's house that they were living in. Okay. When within like 3 minutes of the film, that's the follow-up to a first film, you lose everything that you fought for in the first film. You did not take time to write this movie correctly.
Yeah.
It does not work.
It does not work to take away everything that we fought for.
Yes. And we were with you
You
along
took us
for the
on that
ride.
journey.
Yeah.
And then you take it all away within 3 minutes of the sequel.
It was tonally jarring, and the death was rushed through, and just in a phrase of like, oh, and we lost the house. It's like, what? Everything that you had is ripped away. I know that you're trying to put Happy in the bottom of the barrel, but there's other ways to do it.
Yes.
You don't have to take everything away for somebody to lose. Trust me, we will absolutely follow you down a road of, I still have all these things, but now I'm in this place that's just dark and sad and frustrating. You don't have to lose your wife. So I'm going to say right now, okay? Oh, well, and then, well, because of that, the grief that he has, the subplot grief, it feels totally unearned because he kills her in the first couple seconds. We could have had glimpses of their life together. It would have been really nice to see that, but no, she's dead. So look, for a fix, number 1, if you need a death, you've got Grandma, which would have been a huge loss to him. Yeah. It would have been huge to have him lose grandmother.
Yes.
And that's one we would have believed. And it wouldn't have to be this silly, oh, you got hit by a golf ball. You killed her. You killed mom. That's dumb. We don't need it, because you're trying to make some real serious things, alcoholism and the loss of a parent, and make it wacky funny. Look, man, you can deal with death if you really need to go there, but killing the wife was a bad mistake.
And as you see, as the movie goes on, she's still
kind of there, present.
She's still kind of there because he hallucinates about her.
Yeah.
And she gives him advice in these hallucinations. And we feel like a better storyline could have kept her in the movie.
Yes.
She still could have been his rock in these dark times.
Right.
But without being dead.
Yes. But like he would still be pulling away from her because he was still sad about his grandmother passing, and he was dealing with this in the wrong way, and she's still there pulling for him. Losing the wife, I think, was just shock value, and I think it was silly, and it was hasty, and I completely disagree with it.
Just a bad plot point.
Yes, he should have absolutely kept the wife, and then in the end, there's a beautiful reunion with her and the family and the kids. But killing her off was just, I feel like it was a bad mistake. All right, next, the motivation to return to golf. Super thin. Happy plays golf again to pay for his... it's like vomiting in my mouth. His daughter's ballet school. Now, I have nothing against dance, okay? I think dance is beautiful. I think it's amazing. Ballet, I think, is an incredible art form. But him having to go back to golf to pay for his daughter's ballet school was just odd. Like, this guy apparently had lost everything because he fell behind in all of his stuff, and then all of a sudden somehow he was penniless. He's won 6 majors or whatever it was. He had millions of dollars, and then all of a sudden,
because he's drinking,
I think he gets sued or something, and then he loses all his money. That's not going to happen. You can't do, it doesn't work that way. But then let's pretend that it could. Okay. He's living in squalor, this terrible little house, and he's walking up to his house. He's about to go in, and this ballet teacher is played by his wife, and she's in, again, all his films. Have no problem. She's great. Wonderful. But she's teaching his daughter how to dance, and she's like, your daughter's special.
I've never seen anything. Now, keep in mind.
Yeah.
She works at what? The YMCA?
I guess. She's a local.
She's like from
Miss
the
Tina's dance school.
Girls and boys home.
Whatever. And she's like, oh, I've never seen. Of course. What? So? And he.
All my years at the Y. In all my years at the YMCA.
I've never seen anybody as good as her.
I've never seen a prodigy like this.
And like she just happens to have some connection.
She has a connection, but not just any connection.
Yes.
Not a connection there in town that, not the ballet school down the street.
Yes.
No.
Paris. In Paris. The
elite, most expensive ballet school.
Yes, so expensive. It's $300,000.
And she called him up.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, we'll save a spot for her.
We only accept
four people.
I don't remember.
4 to 8 people a year, and we got a spot just for her.
And we're gonna save a spot for her on your word.
On your word, because
Miss YMCA,
Miss Teacher, and he's like, oh, I gotta come back and I gotta do something to pay for this. Look, I know that a lot of people out there think that Hollywood is kind of out of touch with real people, and this just kind of solidifies that kind of idea. Adam, listen, buddy, I love you. Nobody in this planet who is living in squalor hears that his daughter's going to be this prodigy dance person and says, I got to come up with $300,000. Nobody says that and goes, yeah, sweetheart, I would be like, I would go to my daughter and go, there's a different path for you.
Maybe it's just not meant to be.
It's not meant to be, because you can't just come up with $300,000. It doesn't just spring from the ground. You got to, and so like him going, well, I got to do this to get you know what? You can go back to golf, get $300,000 and get out of squalor. You don't spend it on the daughter to go to school in Paris to become a ballet dancer.
Like having to pack up your entire life and all of your children and move them into the ghetto was not motivation enough for him to go back to golf.
No.
But $300,000 tuition
is gotta happen.
I gotta do it.
I gotta do it. It's just so silly.
It was a silly way to get him back into golf.
And you're going to hear this a bunch in this movie. It was just shoehorned in because his real daughter was clearly a good dancer, and I think she is a fine dancer. There's nothing against this, but they were like, oh, what can she do? She can do ballet. That's it. That's the thing.
That's the plot.
He's got to pay for ballet school. So he puts her in and makes this the entire plot, sort of the movie.
It's the entire plot of Act 1
and most of Act 2. And then it becomes forgotten and then comes back at the end. And then you're like, okay, nobody's going to do that. It's completely outside the range of normal thought. You don't.
Right.
You can't. You're not going to pay for that.
It's silly. So what is your fix for Act 1?
Because the wife isn't dead.
Because the wife's not dead.
She's not dead.
Sure, Grandma dies.
Grandma dies.
Throws him into grief.
And he's not playing golf anymore. And he's Everybody's trying to pull him out of it, but he's just having a tough time.
He's like, I just can't swing the clubs.
I can't swing the club. I can't get rid of these demons anymore. I have too much rage, and I'm so frustrated with the world.
And in the midst of all of this,
right? So the daughter is already in ballet school.
She's already in Paris.
She's doing these things already.
They've enrolled her.
Yeah, she's already there. But here's the deal, right? He could still lose the money without it being like I made bad decisions.
Because I'm a drunk. Yeah, I lost all of our money.
That's right. He was embezzled. It happens all the time. His accountant has embezzled a bunch of money. And look, the courts can be going after him, but in the meantime, he doesn't have any money. And he hasn't paid for the school. Well, now there's a clock ticking. For her to graduate, he's got to pay off the balance. I need $300,000. Boom. It's done. It's fixed. You can still have what you wanted, Adam. You could still have it. She could still focus on the ballet thing, but it doesn't have to be like, well, I'm going to come up with this to pay for it. No, she's already done it.
She's already in the school.
Yes.
You have to come up with the money or else she can't finish.
She can't finish it out, and she's going to be mocked and embarrassed, and you want to do this, and you're like, this is important. How can I fulfill the thing that I've already done, right? That's the key, in my opinion. I think that's what has to happen. So Act 2, here we go. In Act 2, this upstart league maxi golf. Now, I think they got this from the real life PGA against the LIV golf.
Sure, it felt kind of like that.
It felt like that kind of thing, like this upstart league, and here we go. And
we're
blah,
more
blah, blah.
exciting.
We're exciting, and we're pulling these golfers. I'm sure that's where they pulled it from. And people, I'm not an avid golfer. I'm not very good at the golf. But I know kind of about that. And I think people would have gone.
We've watched the Netflix documentary.
I saw it. And I think we would have associated it and got it. And so I think that's kind of what they were trying to pull in. But there was this huge shift from, maxi golf spectacle and also paying for, the daughter's dance stuff. And it became all about the tonal unity is gone at this point. Is it the dance school stuff or is it the battle with maxi golf, right?
Yeah.
And maxi golf it's cartoonish and gimmickry and silly and these wacky obstacles and all this silly stuff. And the owner of it tries to get Happy to join, and Happy, because he said he was inspired by Happy. He was like, your kind of play.
You were the rebel.
Yeah, and it made us...
You came in and you did things differently.
Yeah.
You weren't the traditional golf player, and that inspired me to create something that was more exciting.
Yeah. And that's what inspired me to create this in the first place. You have to do it. And him saying no is actually a great point to like, hey, I can't do this. I've learned how to love these people that I've been playing with, and I learned how to play the game the right way, and my wife would have never liked what you were doing, and I don't want to... Look, I love my wife, and she taught me the right way. That's fine. That's the way to do it. But for a fix, you don't make two separate storylines and tell them both at the same time. You merge them. You make them kind of linked and sewn together, right? You use Maxi Golf to threaten his comeback to golf by making the prizes less, right? They're playing at the same time, and we actually see some of the Maxi Golf tournaments, and they are exciting. They're pulling crowds in, and Happy's like going to get his check, and he's like, whoa, I thought that was going to be more. And they're like, yeah, our sponsors aren't. Right?
So the PGA is losing sponsorship to Maxi Golf. They're not able to pay the winners
as much. That's right.
And so it's threatening his ability to actually make the money that he needs to make
for his daughter.
So that merges it rather than having him come back
right.
to golf for his daughter and then get distracted once he's there by Maxi Golf. And then it's like we completely forget that why he was even doing this in the first place.
Right.
But if you merge them, that now he has a valid reason for fighting Maxi Golf.
Right.
And the reason is I need sponsorships to come back to the PGA because
Yeah.
I need money.
I need money to pay off this bill. Right. And that's the fix. That's the fix. So the next one is Shooter, right? So we get Shooter back. We get Shooter back, and he's like, he's unstable. He's absolutely...
Yeah, apparently he's been committed to some kind of loony bin.
Right.
Since the first movie.
The first film. And he's basically been denied parole so many times, but the guy from Maxi Golf kind of breaks him out, sort of.
Yeah, finagles his release.
Yes, and gets him. He wants him to coach the Maxi League, and then and he's kind of in. He's like, "Oh, this is cool. Then he sees the courses and stuff, and he's like, "This is an abomination," and he runs away.
Yeah,
and he kind of like joins up after a fist fight in the cemetery, which is weird. And he fights Happy, but then he joins Happy.
Yeah,
and that's it. What? If he's been in a loony bin for all that time, Shooter should absolutely accept. Okay, so here's the fix. He should accept that Maxi Golf is maybe, if it's going to hurt Happy, he's in. Yeah. He's like, I'm in. And
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And he's the coach for Maxi, and that's why throughout the whole thing, because the thing is, he was so underutilized. You could see him coaching these Maxi players in these tournaments, and they are getting tons of revenue, and it's fun, and he's like, yeah, we're going to take you down, right? And then, as it gets to this, because at the very end of this, they battle each other, right? And we'll get to that in Act 3, but the fix here is he's going along as the coach for Max. He accepts it, and then in the end, he realizes he actually loves golf the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah,
and he jumps.
He has an art,
and he has an art.
He has a change of heart,
and he flips sides, and he becomes the coach then for the PGA players.
He sees that Happy has had his growth.
Right.
Now he has a better understanding, and they come to terms in that way.
And he's redeemed, and he remembers who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful story to tell, right?
Yeah.
And that would have been fun to see that happen. All right? So Act 3. Here we are, Act 3, the end, last third here. The plot is overstuffed and unfocused. Maxi Golf subplot with the training arc and the grief and nostalgic callbacks, it just clashed and it didn't work together, right?
Yeah.
Like we said, we've got to tie all the stories together, right? Make the final showdown, because that's what happens. There's a showdown at the very end between, and it's the first
PGA golf players and
the Maxi golf players. And this is the first time we actually see what Maxi is. We should have seen that an hour in. I mean, 30 minutes in.
Yeah, they should have shown us what Maxi Golf was all about so that we could dislike it.
Yeah. And it's like, no, we see it at the end stage. It's the boss level. The first level is the boss level.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
The first time we see it, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's this massive competition. It's like the climax of the movie.
And that's the first time we see.
That's the first time we even know what Maxi Golf
doing.
is all about.
Yeah. And it's not, it doesn't tie together at all. The fix here is tie the threads together, make the final showdown about Happy's sobriety, his daughter's future, and traditional golf versus the spectacle of Maxi. But you set it up throughout the entire film by showing Maxi winning people over and PGA not, and people in the PGA going, man, I don't know what I should do, and I'm not sure. And Happy's kind of rallying them up, going, come on, man. This is what we got to do this together, right?
Yeah.
Another problem here is and I mentioned this already, Shooter, McGavins, and a ton of the supporting characters, they were just underused. Like the coach, now like Chubbs, who passed away in the first film, his son is in this, and he gets pulled into this film because Happy's daughter somehow has a note
with his
number information on it to get a hold of him to help coach, and he's at a putt place.
He runs this putt-putt place.
No, he doesn't run it.
He's right? coaching there.
He's like, stay away from the tentacles and kids. What?
He's trying to help people at the putt-putt.
Yeah, and of course, for some reason, he's also lost a hand.
He's also lost a hand, and I will tell you this. His character felt like he was solely 100% in the movie just to bring back the hand jokes from the first movie.
Yeah.
They almost replayed every hand joke.
Their fingers are falling off.
From the first movie.
Yeah.
In this character.
But they never tell you why.
This character literally has no substance. He adds nothing to the movie.
He was a decent actor, but like, what do you do?
Oh, sure. No, he played the part fine. I'm just saying, like, the character itself had no reason for being there other than for the hand jokes.
Yeah, and this is so late in the film. So they should have got this guy out. Like, for example, okay, here's what we do, right? We let the Maxi Golf start getting some real traction, and the PGA guys are like, man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And Happy's like, we got to find a coach. And he's like, there's only one guy that could help me out, but I think I can find... And you go and get the son. And he comes in and he's like, all right, let me tell you. And this guy is unorthodox, but he's actually helping them to do really well and kind of picking things up. And you utilize
and
him.
And that would work because if you've got Shooter as the coach of Maxi, then you have an opening to bring in Chubb's son.
Yes.
What was his name in the movie? Slims, or
I think
it's like the opposite of Chubbs.
Yeah.
Slims or Skinny or something like that. I don't remember.
They bring him in,
but you bring him in. He's now the coach of the PGA,
right?
And so his role becomes more than just, hey, I'm here to
show hand jokes that are my fingers are falling off.
I'm here to remind you of the jokes that we already did in the first movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the simple fix, guys. It's just, you pull these guys in earlier and you let them do something, and then when Shooter comes over to save the day, kind of at the end of the film, he gets redemption, and he maybe even takes the shot. I don't mind that he's taking the shot that he took. Remind him that he's Shooter, which I think that's cool. But he needs to have a story arc, because him just going like, this is an abomination, I'm going to go join Happy. What? He would never do that. So here's the thing. At the end of the film, right, Maxi Golf has challenged the PGA guys, the top 5, and after the tournament's over, the PGA guys win by 1 stroke. They barely win. Everybody's like,
Happy saves the day.
Happy saves the day. It's all wonderful, right? But here's the thing. I was watching it. I'm like going, yeah, but they had like so many people at that tournament. They had everybody zoomed in on TV. They were all watching. They clearly had money. Like, they clearly had endorsements. They couldn't say like, oh, we went bankrupt, because they tried to throw something in there about like, we lost money because of people were, unhappy. I was like, what do you... Okay, look. They clearly wouldn't lose money. But the other one is, they made a bet on the golf course, right?
Happy makes a bet with the guy who's the owner. Who's the owner of Maxi.
And he says like, all right, if you make this putt, we'll fold. We'll turn it all in. We won't do... And if you lose, then PGA. And how is Happy Gilmore authorized
to make this bet?
To make a bet for all of PGA? Because he's like, yeah, well, that's what we're going to do.
PGA's like, oh, we got to fold because Happy
made a
said we would fold if he didn't make the shot.
It's so ridiculous. But after, there's clearly, they would have made so much money that of course they wouldn't fold. Look, for a fix, they just need to go bankrupt. Maxi needs to go bankrupt because people were suing him because of the drink, and he lost all of his money. And it needed to be really clear that the money that he was getting from this drink caused this to crumble and pay for all the lawsuits. They said something kind of like this, but they were just like, oh, they lost all of their money because... And I was just like, wait, it needs to be super clear. They took him to court. They show him coming out of court, being sued and being completely bankrupt, and Maxi being and folding, right? Not some bet.
Not some bet
that
on the golf course
is unable to make on behalf of the PGA. it didn't work. And then lastly, I think I've got a couple overalls, but in Act 3, here's a simple one here. Happy uses his anger to make these huge drives where the people in Maxie had been cheating the entire time because they cut some ligament in their hip. Causing them to be able to stretch around like Stretch Armstrong and hit the ball like huge
500
500 yards. And Happy was fueling his hits with anger.
He finally taps in to his rage
at
the end of the movie.
Yeah, but like, here's the deal. I think that was silly.
Yeah.
After all this time, he's supposed to move forward and change as a person because his wife isn't dead, right?
In our version,
in the version that should be, Happy doesn't need to use his rage and all this stuff. He is using the joy and the happiness that he has in his life because he's content. He's come through the dark stuff. His family's pulled him back in. His depression is gone. He's able to use not his fueled rage, and because honestly, they put the Hal, the guy that he hates from the alcoholics class, on the ball, kind of like the water boy. I'm like, wait, is this water boy or Happy Gilmore? Guys,
are we doing throwbacks to Waterboy now too?
He's gonna be like,
we're throwing it all.
Mama, I'm gonna hit the golf ball. No,
we're throwing it all in this movie.
Don't use the rage. It's got to be the joy.
It's got to be the joy. He finds a new inspiration,
and it actually, and that's the whole thing is like, because when Chubbs, his other coach, was like, go to your happy place. Yeah, happy. Use the joy, and he finds he actually hits the ball further than he did when he used rage.
Yep.
And that's the fix. That's the thing.
Yep.
Overall, big picture stuff. It was an over-reliance on nostalgia and callbacks without adding any emotional
almost full reliance.
Yes, and not advancing any characters. The runtime was way bloated. This is I felt like this is a 30-minute film that they jammed into an hour and a half. They should have
2.5 hours.
Yes, it just kept going and going.
I mean, even when the movie you think is over, it's not over.
Yes, and the character arcs though were just on the sideline. You couldn't. It's like we're making silly things happen because we jammed all of these cameos in. Look, I'm good with nostalgia.
Absolutely.
Okay, but make them meaningful. I'm good with cameos, but make them meaningful. It honestly felt like every golf person who grew up watching Happy Gilmore was like, I gotta get in this film somehow. And he's like, sure, let's make that happen. Yeah. And I'm like, come on, man. He could have trimmed the runtime, but getting rid of all those filler scenes. Because I like the Chiefs, but Travis Kelce did not need to be in this movie. Okay, he did not need to be. Yeah, I'm just like.
In fact, when he came on, I think I even looked at you and I was like, "Is that Travis Kelce?"
Yes,
and you were like,
yeah. And it was unfortunate, and again, I like him as a player, and I don't.
Sure, good for him.
But come on, he doesn't need a whole big scene. The only scene way that would have worked. Because he's in a scene where, his Oscar, the caddy, his caddy, has to go to his happy place, and he's imagining Travis Kelce getting torn up by a bear, and that was his happy place. You know what would have made that is if he was torn up by a bear, and the bear takes off his headpiece, and it was Travis's brother.
Oh,
that would have been.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
I would have bought that.
Yeah. But they didn't. I guess he was busy that day doing his podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he had other things
to do. But still, you got to make it meaningful, and this did not land. You got to develop all those character arcs, and you got to let them land. But again, overall, it kind of was a full teardown for me.
Yeah.
And just get that next 2-3 drafts in.
Honestly, though, I really feel like with the fixes that we suggested, Adam still could have had everything that he wanted in that movie. He could have had the cameos. He could have had the nostalgia. He could have had a film that was reminiscent of the first movie, but with with heart.
With heart
to it, where he grew as a character.
Right.
And instead, it just kind of felt like, we're just going to rely on all of the tropes that we did in the first movie.
And then hope it works. We hope people will like it.
And we'll write the story around the jokes.
All the jokes and my family, which I shoehorned in. Yeah. Right? And that's, because his other daughter was in there too.
His other daughter was in there. But the thing is, he could have kept the daughters in the movie.
And it totally still
would have worked. I have
no
problem with him having his family act in the movie. And they could have done that with a better story.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's Happy Gilmore 2. I hope you enjoyed that. If you had some suggestions, leave them in the comments. And if you agree, hopefully you do, you can throw those down there too. So that's it for us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.